Howdy, and welcome to this Life Lesson Friday episode of the Confidence Through Health podcast. What I want to talk about is what a lot of people remember about people after they die. And I've talked about this before. We often hear about people on their deathbed and what they truly have regrets about, right? They don't regret not working enough. They don't regret not buying something. What they regret is not spending enough time with family, friends, being around the people that they love. And so while that's one topic, the other topic is people enjoy being around people that make them feel good, right? That's how you make friends. That's how you get things done as far as like business, growing a client base, making sales, something that I had to learn the hard way because one of my first jobs out of school was in sales, and I was no good at it. I was introverted. I didn't understand it. And now, while what I do is not sales itself, as a small business owner, if I'm not selling, then I'm not making money. And my coaching business is built around how I make people feel. And the success comes from not just are they able to achieve their goals, but how do they feel achieving their goals? And one of the interactions I had in the last week and a half or so with one of my athletes, I could tell she was off. Something wasn't 100% there. She was physically operating fine during the workout, but something was off with her. And so I finally asked her about it at the end of the workout, and I was like, "Okay, everything was great there, but what's going on?" And she told me a situation. She's a new driver. She ran through her first red light and it freaked her out. We're on the way to the workout and it freaked her out. And she was in her head about it. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, and she made the comment to her mom, that's why he's more than a coach because he gets it. He understands. He's a friend who gets it and understands what I'm going through. Um, and that's how you get people to get to their goals is you get to know them. You get to understand who they are. You get to understand what makes them tick and then help them feel good about the things that they're getting done. And I believe everybody can do this because I believe it's part of how we are made as relationship beings. So I believe everybody can do this. You just have to find the avenue and the path, the industry, whatever it is that you have to find that piece that works well for you to be able to do it well. Because you see this with there's nurses and doctors that are phenomenal. They're not that much different than the other people as far as the actual mechanical, logistical ways that they go about their job. What they're great at and what separates them is how they connect with people. And so you can have two doctors do the same exact surgery, have the same exact outcome, and one of them connects better. And so they're going to get better ratings. They're going to get better, customer service ratings, like appeal. People are going to recommend them more simply for that reason. And so it's not always about the mechanical, logistical pieces of the puzzle. Those are extremely important to hit your goal, right? We have to have a plan. We have to have a process. We have to be able to do those things to be able to hit the goal. But when you're helping somebody out, it's about the connection to the person and understanding and being able to relate to them. And when you do that, the other parts of your life actually open up really, really well because all of a sudden everybody wants you to succeed as well. Everybody's wanting to help you. I ran into a former client who I hadn't seen in like 6 years last week. and she just lit up when she saw me, and she was just, how is your business? How are things going? And I told her, and she was just, I can't be happier for you. And s- told me, and I'm a little bit astonished by what looking at her. I was like, there's no way. She's like, I'm about to be 80. And I was like, there's no way. And she goes, well, I do a lot of the things you told me to do, so I look younger, right? And so, but that connection piece is what a lot of people, especially the younger generation, because of electronics, because of texting, because of being able to do things without having that physical interaction with somebody, a lot of the younger generation are not getting experience in this and understanding in this. And case in point, one of my clients that I saw this morning, who is 11 years old, and his mom was consistently telling him, hey, we're working on our words. We're working on eye contact. We're working on these things. Like, talk to your coach. Use words. Don't just say, uh-huh. Like, she's doing a great job of trying to help this young man understand that that connection with people is huge for you as you grow up and go on later in life. And so if you don't develop that, the end of your life is going to be lacking. And it's going to probably end sooner because a lot of what we hear in research, you can do all the right foods, you can do all the right exercise, you can do all the right life hacks. But people that have relationship and strong relationship bonds typically are able to overcome all the little things that happen in life that could potentially lead you to the end of your life. But we tend to overcome all these things if we have those relationship ties and if we have those connections to people. And so you don't have to have hundreds and hundreds of friends. You just have to know how to relate to people and be able to lift people up, and then they will in turn want to do the same for you. So that's the Life Lesson Friday for this episode of the Confidence to Heal podcast.